Hello, my name's Tom. Welcome to MaryIsTheNewEvangelization.com, and I'm coming at you tonight from Bolivar, Pennsylvania, with a really interesting thought that I had, and I wanted to share with you. The thought is this: Mary and Jesus, Mary and Jesus are equal. Mary and Jesus are equal in the plan of salvation. What this means is Mary was necessary for salvation. She was absolutely necessary. You and I are not necessary for salvation. Okay? Salvation was accomplished apart from us, but not apart from Mary. Salvation was accomplished through Mary. Okay? Jesus came through Mary. It was through Mary that all this happened, our salvation. So, what that means is the equality. This doesn't mean that Mary's God and Jesus is not God. No, it has nothing to do with that. We're talking about the actual participation in salvation. Okay, how did God participate in salvation? God participated by becoming a man through the Blessed Virgin Mary. So then offering his life for us, for our sins, to win us back, in essence, to bring us back home. He did that for us. So, and then he went back to heaven. After he did it, he went back to heaven. Okay, now, he couldn't have done this if he didn't have the cooperation of a young woman, the Virgin. He needed her cooperation. God needed Mary. He needed her cooperation. And she said, yes, I will cooperate. I'm yours. So God came into the world through Mary. That's how he came. And so he was dependent on Mary. He was dependent on Mary. So if God's dependent on Mary, don't you think we should be dependent on Mary? I would think we would be dependent on Mary. If God was dependent on her, why aren't we dependent on her? Okay? So, yes, be dependent on Jesus Christ. Yes, be dependent on Mary. Okay? They work together. So you can't separate them. You just can't. Does that mean Mary's God? No. Does that mean Jesus is a human? No. And yes, but not, how do I say it? He didn't originate from the earth. Okay? He originated from heaven. Now, Mary originated on the earth. That's the difference. So, they're meeting like this. They're coming together like this. Okay? So, heaven and earth meet in Jesus and Mary. That's the first contact. The virgin, right? The first contact with the virgin was when Jesus came into her womb. That's the very first contact with the virgin, God and the virgin. So we are all we're basically invited guests of Jesus and Mary into their kingdom. So they invited Peter, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Nathan, Judas, Mary Magdalene, Martha, right? He invited St. Catherine, St. Clare. He invited them. Mary invited St. Maximilian Kolbe. Mary invited John, right? They're both inviting people to their wedding. They are both inviting people to their wedding. Okay? So, this is beyond what we're normally thinking about. We don't typically think that deeply about the situation. And this is because we've been trained not to. Okay? We're told that all those questions about Jesus have been answered. And all those questions about Mary have already been answered by Augustine. Back 1,500 years ago, Augustine said this. So you guys got to believe it. 1,500 years later, you're dummies. We're the smart ones. You're the dumb ones. Now, no disrespect intended, but my point is, St. Augustine would be saying, dudes, come on. Wake up. We got you started. You got to take it to the next level. Okay? They weren't out for themselves. They wanted the truth. But they made mistakes. It's clear. It's obvious they made mistakes. They made mistakes. When you start having to execute people because they don't believe in the real presence of the Eucharist, you made a big mistake. Okay? You went against Christ. So, Pope Francis is telling everybody to, back away from all your hypocritical, pride-filled notions that somehow you have the corner on God and you tell God what to do. Come on. That is not what Jesus intended for a church. Church isn't to dictate to God what he can do and what he can't do. Jesus Christ, King of kings, Lord of lords, Master of heaven and earth. We praise you, we bless you, we worship and adore you.